They were the ones who looked most like us, tall, fair, radiant, the perfect image of humanity's higher self. When they appeared in our skies and stories, we called them brothers, messengers of peace, emissaries of light. But what if that image was the mask? What if some of the most human visitors were not here to save us, but to study, divide, and rule us? Because within the same lineage that birthed the benevolent Nordics, there exists another branch. A hidden empire of deception, one aligned not with light, but with the shadow of Orion. The so-called Nordic aliens are among the oldest names in UFO lore. Humanoid beings, tall, blonde, blue-eyed, serene. Some trace their origin to the Pleiades, others to the inner Earth. They are not one species, but a spectrum, a mirror of polarity itself. Some aligned with higher benevolent federations. Others chose another path, the Dark Nordics. They are not the shining saviors once imagined in 1950s contactee stories. They are the infiltrators, the perfect disguise. They learned that humanity follows beauty, and that light, when misused, blinds more effectively than darkness. They stand as intermediaries for the Orion Group and the Black Sun Empire, a dominion stretching from Alpha Draconis to our own secret halls of power. The story begins not in space, but in the heart of World War II. Amid chaos and ritual, beneath the iron insignias of the SS, a new theology emerged, one whispered by beings not of this earth. The Dark Nordics allegedly made contact with Hitler's Vril and Thule societies, organizations obsessed with Aryan purity and lost Hyperborea. They promised knowledge of the gods, but delivered blueprints of control. Their gifts were not divine. They were technological, anti-gravity craft energy weapons, genetic blueprints. They offered visions of a master race descended from the stars. The SS believed them. In the Black Forest and in Himalayan temples guarded by storm and stone, officers of the Third Reich performed rituals taught by their Nordic benefactors, invoking the names of Atlantean orders, opening gateways not meant to be opened. The result was a war beyond the visible, a war of consciousness seeded in ideology. While nations clashed over territory, the Orion Alliance harvested something far more valuable. Fear, the currency of control, the energy that feeds those who thrive on division. And when the war ended in ruin, the Dark Nordics didn't retreat. They relocated. Above the Dark Nordics stands a structure older than our recorded history, the Orion Group, an empire of reptilian and fallen humanoid species. At its summit, the Black Sun entities of Alpha Draconis, and below them, their emissaries of deception, the Nordics who serve shadow while wearing the face of light. They operate as ambassadors, intermediaries, and infiltrators. Their strength is subtlety. They walk in human form, move in political circles, and whisper through movements of science, spirituality, and technology. They learned from their reptilian masters that the surest path to power is through influence, not invasion. After World War II, they positioned themselves within the rebirth of Western power, in the laboratories of Operation Paperclip, in the minds of engineers designing rockets and satellites, and in the secret directives that birthed DARPA NASA and the black budget programs no government will name. Every technological leap forward carried a shadow. For every discovery, there was a trade, and in that trade, humanity surrendered fragments of its sovereignty. They didn't conquer with war. They conquered with influence. The influence of the Dark Nordics is not mythology, it's ideology. Their fingerprints are on every movement that divides humanity, racial hierarchies, social engineering, the cult of eugenics, and the push toward transhumanism, a future where human identity merges with machine. This too serves the Orion agenda, because when a species forgets it is divine, it becomes programmable. The negative alien agenda, is a long-term plan to keep Earth polarized and humanity spiritually asleep. They thrive in chaos. Wars feed them. Propaganda sustains them. And every moment of fear, from global conflicts to cultural outrage, sends a signal back to the networks that built their empire. Even religion and spirituality were not spared. Many of their emissaries pose as light beings, offering false ascension paths and channeled messages of love and unity that subtly redirect humanity's power back into the Orion system. They appear in visions, dreams, and New Age gatherings, beautiful, compassionate, and utterly convincing. But the intent beneath the smile remains the same: to harvest belief, to bind through admiration, to rule through resonance, because the most dangerous control is not imposed by force, but chosen willingly. The Dark Nordics are not the monsters we fear in the shadows. They are the reflection we refuse to see in the light. Their mastery lies in deception, to mimic divinity, to imitate benevolence, to weaponize what we worship. But knowledge breaks illusion. And as humanity awakens to its own multidimensional heritage, the masquerade begins to crumble. The war for Earth was never fought only with weapons. It was fought for perception, for the story we tell ourselves about who we are. The question now is not whether they exist, but whether we still feed what they built. The story of the Nordics is not about light or darkness. It's about the face that looks like ours, but serves another master. This is lost galaxy lore. If you thought the Dark Nordics were the end of the story, they were only the beginning. In our next episode, we trace their masters to Orion, Alpha Draconis, and the councils that engineered the negative agenda, the ones who rule from the shadows behind the war of light itself. Watch the Orion Council, architects of the negative agenda, now on our channel. Until then, question every savior who looks too familiar, because light can deceive, but truth can't be faked.